Hey everybody, and welcome to a new video on E.Stampley art. In this video I am going to be decorating the cover of my 2019 Inktober sketchbook by painting it with some acrylics. I did a little sketch in the beginning in my sketchbook of kind of what I wanted the cover to look like, so I'm kind of basing the design off of that. So just a little information about the prep. I wasn't sure if the cover would take straight to acrylics, so I wanted to prime the cover for that, and I used some gesso to do it. I used black gesso on the right side and some white gesso on the left column side. In hindsight, I wish I had did the whole cover in the black gesso and then did a section of it in the white gesso over the black gesso. I think it would have taken better. It seemed like the black covered the writing on the outside of the cover better than the white did, but you know, it turned out fine in the end. So I just kind of wanted to talk during this video about my Inktober experience this year. I'm not really going to go over the particular drawings that I did. I did that in the last video. But I just kind of wanted to go into my thought process of working on the different things and just the drawings in general. I was really excited going into Inktober this year. I had developed a plan. I was really excited to get to use the inks I didn't use at all during the year, mostly because I was prepping and waiting to use them for this particular time of year. So that was exciting. I was really nervous kind of going into it because sometimes you get prompts where you come up with something right away, and then there are ones you get and you just really don't know what to do, and that's always the case, you know. I think everybody has that issue, but I was just hoping to finish it this year, or at least get, you know, most of the prompts done. In previous years I probably did, I think at max maybe half, so like maybe 15 of the prompts. And it wasn't a matter of like, you know, going in for 15 days and then just quitting after that. It was just like kind of sporadically doing one when I felt I had time, or just maybe skipping ones I didn't like and, you know, going on to another one. But mostly it was just a matter of like time, you know, having the time to be able to do them. And I kind of felt that same way this year, is just trying to make the time to do it. It's just really difficult for me to find the time to do it. So finding that brief little kind of respite time to be able to do a sketch and hopefully do one that I like and that I'm kind of proud of is kind of hard. So, you know, and it's also that, you know, kind of background in your mind pressure that you're trying to keep up with the standards and sharing it with the world, so you feel it should look a little decent. And that's kind of the problem I have, I guess, with just even working in my regular sketchbook, is just trying to get out of my head. And I have to remember that my sketchbook is for experimentation, that it's for that type of thing. So I know that's one thing I really want to work on in the upcoming year, and just throughout, is being comfortable with doing bad things in my sketchbook and looking at them and, you know, accepting them and moving on, and trial and error, that sort of thing. And I kind of learned that through doing some of the Inktober stuff. I learned some of the better ways to use the inks that I had and some ways not to use them. And it made me actually, I guess the one good thing is it made me fall in love with using a dip pen. I never was really in love with it. I just remember using it maybe once or twice way in the past, and it was kind of a last minute goal I added on to myself, going, you know, if I'm going to go into Inktober and I'm going to use these inks, maybe I should, you know, I mean, I could easily use a fine liner. It has ink in it, so that's not cheating or anything. But I felt using kind of like the old school dip pen kind of gave it that extra push. So that was kind of a added bonus for me. Using it on the first couple of drawings was very difficult, just getting your hand kind of used to how it really works, and I'm still not quite proficient at it. I've got really pretty decent, I think, at using the 512 nib, but using some of the other nibs, I'm going to have to practice with those definitely. So that's something I can do in my sketchbook and just, you know, on my own. So I feel I learned a lot this October with just drawing, and just, you know, if I start doing something and I don't like it, you know, I don't have to accept it. I can, you know, move on and do something else, or, you know, erase it and start over. I know sometimes people will say, well, if you keep doing it, you know, just keep working at it, maybe you'll end up liking it. I don't know. I guess sometimes that's the case, just keep going, but sometimes you're not feeling it at all when you're doing whatever sketch or whatever drawing. And I don't know. To me, in my opinion, I mean, to a certain extent, yes, keep working on it, but then at a certain point, I think you just need to go, nope, no, I'm just going to give up and move on to something I actually like. You know, I guess it just depends on what you're working on. The one positive thing I know, so it gave me a lot of confidence in using inks and using inks with water. So kind of using inks sort of like a watercolor. They work similar in a similar way, but not completely. But yeah, so definitely looking forward to using ink more throughout some of my other drawings, and it's like another supply added to your arsenal that you may not have used. So I'm excited about using inks in the future for different pieces. Maybe, you know, doing some mixed media pieces where maybe I use, you know, ink and then paint and marker or something, you know, I don't know. Just have to experiment, and that's, like I said, that's what your sketchbook is for, and I need to work on that more. Okay, so I guess I should talk about actually working on this cover. I already talked about having to do the gesso. So a couple things I did learn is that apparently lead graphite pencil with gesso doesn't erase very well, so I guess you just have to cover it up with your paint that you're working on. If there's a way to erase pencil mark off your gesso where it doesn't ruin everything, I would love to know that. If you have any ideas about that, please let me know in the comments below. That would be great. But other than that, I guess just covering it up with the paint you're working on is the way to go on that. So the one good thing about this cover that I thought was great was I got to kind of crack open my acrylics that I really haven't used and see how they worked. And I wish I had done it in the beginning when I started this piece, but I did not. So I wish I had swatched out all the acrylic tubes and seen what colors I had. I did it after the fact, so I actually do have that now. I have a sheet showing all the different colors, so that's great. But I wish I had done it beforehand, then I would have known what I was working with. I just kind of went off the color of the tube and the way it looked and just kind of free formed it, which, you know, I'm not mad about, but just, you know, in hindsight, I wish I had kind of done that. Maybe, you know, just a little more planning, that's all. So I just used the sketch that I had, the like kind of doodle that I had for the cover, and did the different little designs that are on the left-hand side over the white, with using silver in the paint of the 2019. I noticed when I opened, I think it was the brown and the silver paint, maybe it got old, or maybe it's just a bad tube, but they were kind of clumped up. So maybe I just need to massage the tube a little bit to break it up. I don't know. But they seemed to be kind of congealed, and that was kind of irritating for me. And so, yeah, I noticed a couple tubes like that. And like I said, it could be that they're old, or maybe they were just bad batches of those colors that I happened to get in the set that I got. I don't know. But all in all, I really liked how the cover turned out. I really love the Inktober script part that I did on the front. That's actually my favorite part. It actually was my favorite part to do. It took not as long as doing the decoration on the left side, but it actually was my favorite part to do, using the, you know, I think I had like a round brush that I used to just kind of script and let it go. So that was kind of fun. I did 2 coats in that white script so it would show up. Overall, I really liked how the cover turned out. I'm happy with it. And it also just makes me proud to look at it and know that, you know, behind the cover I have you know, 31 little doodles that I did. So that's kind of exciting, and it's, you know, something I can put on my shelf and be very happy about, to go back and look and go like, oh yeah, I remember that one. Oh yeah, yeah, that one's pretty good. Oh yeah, that one's good. Oh, I didn't like that one, but that's okay. You know, so it's kind of good. It's good memory maker. So, of course, if you like this video, feel free to hit that nice thumbs up button down below. Also, feel free to leave comments down below. I greatly appreciate any feedback you may give me. And you can hit that notification bell and that subscribe button so you'll know about new videos when they come out on my channel. And as always, you can always follow my artistic journey on Twitter, where I do let you know about new videos when they come out there. And also on Instagram, I let you about upcoming videos, as well as bonus content that you won't see here on YouTube. All of my Inktober drawings were presented on Instagram first, so feel free to follow me there as well. And of course, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in and watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!